From being a rapper to a content creator, from there now to Forex trading, how did you land?
Man, that's deep. Even when I just kind of flashback, I kind of get emotional because I feel like Forex trading was a calling from God. You know, when God sends you, let me say, a good wife, but you've been through different relationships, but he sends you this one person who is going to understand you, who is going to be patient with you. So I feel like trading was that, also that other side of the world.
Welcome to Blocfiafrica. This is another day, another episode where we are hosting someone from somewhere, someone who decided to create content over social media channels, YouTube, TikTok, and anywhere else. And this person has decided to depart. If not departing, he has decided to add on Forex trading, and that is Sesa Bat. Sesa Bat, we welcome you to Blocfiafrica.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. The best trading channel in Africa.
That is amazing, the best trading channel in Africa. I love to hear that. Can you say hello to our people, please?
First of all, let me say hi to my fans, the subscribers of Blockfire. This very, very gentleman. You see, he's very smart. He looks money, you know. When you look at him, you just see tips moving up and down. And of course, shout out to my family, my social media fans and everything. But I'm happy to be here so that people see the other side of Sesa Bat besides the content.
Besides the content, you're going to see the other side of Sesa Bat out of the camera doing the content. Now, people hear of the name Sesa Bat and they would want to know Sesa Bat. Why does that mean? Like, if someone hear that, what does someone have to understand from that word Sesa Bat or the name Sesa Bat?
Yeah. So Sesa Bat, first of all, it started from our family. I grew up from an extended family. We are about 20 children.
Okay.
My mom used to invite the cousins, the brothers, the uncle, the jaja. And we had this one guy who was called Joram. He had the tendency of nicknaming children at home.
Okay.
If you're Nasa, he twists your name to Sesa. If you're Eva, Wanyana, like that. So one day he called me, because initially I'm called Tonda Nasa, real names.
Nasa.
But he was like, since you're stubborn, Sesa nya abantu wanene wakabicholi fujo, kakwete Sesa, but jokingly.
Okay.
But then over time, he started he's sticking on people's mouth at home. Then people started calling me Sesa. It also crossed my primary, secondary. But then around S2, we formed the clique at SAS College, one of my secondary schools. And I was so much into like music and drama. I was a rapper, you know. 1, 2 step, rap. I was so bad. So I realized that Sesa alone can't make me sound like a gangster. I need to add something that can make me like I used to wear chains, bling and stuff.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, Sesa. Then I realized there's a bat, but like the roof. When the rain comes, even if it is a storm, the roof will stop whatever above and you'll be safe.
Okay.
So I added Sesa Bat. But most people, I think, had Bat the Kawundo instead of Sesa Bat. I used to correct people, but now since the Kawundo, Sesa Bat.
Actually, when I was introducing you, I wanted to say Mr. Kawundo, and I was like, it doesn't sound well. I was like, no, I shouldn't say this.
Yeah, but over time I just let it to be Sesa Bat because I was tired of correcting people. I was like, okay, this is a bat. But later I fell in love with the creature because bat is the only flying mammal. So I was like, since I'm creative, because I'm also a good artist when it comes to pen and also the mic. And I was also bright in class because teachers used to be my friends and students used to be my fans. So I was like, I'm the only flying mammal in the whole school. At the same time, I'm funny and I'm creative. So that's the complete name, Sesa Bat. Up to now, I'm looking.
Okay. Did the name Sesa Bat contribute anything to your decisions of becoming a content creator?
Yeah, I would say that. But before people knew the Sesa Bat on social media, in school, people used to know me for music. I used to be a rapper. and I used to be a battle rapper. We used to have rappers coming from different classes, and every Friday we would organize the boxes and we start banging. Then you come one on one, start dissing each other, and I used to eat people like drumsticks. I used to kill everyone, but now after Form 6 VAC, prior to to university. My OGs and OBs were shocked to see my breakthrough pictures were the imitation of emoji. You know the emoji pictures on WhatsApp?
Yes.
So there's one time I was at campus after the lecture. So I told this friend of mine, for me, I'm very competitive by nature. So I told him, but bufana yobuli kwa WhatsApp, I can imitate them. Nangamba what? So nangamba, okay, show me one by one, and I nkola example. Guy in Aseka was like, "Hey man, how did you do that?" Then he started taking pictures. So we started grading them, my face and the emoji, laughing, getting hung like that. So we posted them and they went viral. Because before that, I used to get likes from my family, my mom, my sister, on the pictures. But now the pictures went viral, and everyone said to hear about this Sesa guy. They used to call me the emoji guy. Now, my OGs and OBs were shocked to see me doing that because they never saw that other side of me, being a comedian or a content creator. So now, once I had that breakthrough, I was like, you know what, sit down, Mabega. Because from that breakthrough, I used to get phone calls for interviews, deals, endorsements.
People calling you.
Yeah, I was like the hot cake. But even at campus, I became famous. I don't know whether that is a calling or something, but every school I've been to or campus, I've been famous. Like, even if I just appear, like right now, there's one school I went to, it is called Universal Girls.
Should I assume and hope that this video is going to make me famous because I'm with you in the studio right now?
Trust me, even just shaking your hands like this, you're viral.
Are you for real?
I'm telling you.
I'm going viral to this time around. I think I'm going to go viral because of Sesa Bat. Now, Sesa Bat, a quick one. Can you imitate one of the emojis on WhatsApp?
Yeah, of course.
Please,
of course.
the
I've
smiling
done
one.
that before. The smiling one.
Look into the camera. What?
but only now I'm a big man. Back then I never used to have beards.
Okay.
But now when my mama sees me now doing this, Mama, I'm looking for money.
All right, that is Sesa Bat, and that is how we can imitate all those emojis on WhatsApp and anywhere else on the social media channels. Now, I have something so much interesting. You said you were a rapper initially, and you had to put this aside. Why did you choose to put rapping aside and then you go for content creating?
Okay, that is a good question. Thank you so much. So I think everything was just aligning. People who do a lot of research about the sky, astronomy and stuff. There's what we call when the stars align together. You never know how things are going to happen. But the moment I had that breakthrough of the emoji pictures and I went viral, now I was looking for the next step. What can I do? It's like when a musician makes a hit song and you look for another hit song. So I was scratching my head. Then since I was so good at drawing art, then I transformed that skill in digital-wise on the laptop. I remember then my sister gave me a laptop where I can do my coursework and stuff. So I started getting these celebrity pictures, the likes of Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and I started now picturing or editing myself when I'm with them on those awards, Grammy Awards and stuff. I was with Rihanna in the bathtub and stuff. It was something new to Ugandans. They were shocked, and some of them thought it was real. Bana guy, I know Rihanna. Uganda. And I was like, again, bubbles. Let me just ride them. The next post I was with Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown. Now that thing went viral, even more than the emoji pictures. So I was like, okay, there's some serious matter here. Then I started now pushing. That's when I transitioned from being a rapper to a content creator.
Okay.
And then over time, 2019, 18, now we came into lockdown where everyone was at home. because before I was doing content, but I was of course getting good views, but average 20K, 30K like that. But now during lockdown, I skyrocketed. Like
because
I went
you
through the
had
roof.
plenty of time to create content.
That's when I think most people got to know about Sesa Bat, because the videos I started making by then, I used to get 100K, 1 million, because when you check my socials, even I have over 15 million videos, 20 million, like that. And just imagine how I transitioned from the emoji guy, Photoshop, now content videos. But now what I was doing with the videos, we have these trending stories. Bebe kula kuze motoka. Kamilioni akubiono. Edikens has done this. So for me, I was looking at those hot stories, because back then we used to have bloggers where they used to write about those hot stories, just writing, and even websites. So for me, I was like, I want to create something that someone can consume. And that when you go on the streets of our social media everywhere, everyone will tell you Sesa Bat is the godfather of content creation. Because in Uganda, we used to have Anka Sime, but she was on YouTube. But on social media, there was no one to create videos. The way you see these days, TikTok, we have new content creators. Literally, these days, everyone wants to be a content creator. So that's when Sesa Bat was established, especially during that lockdown period, where every video I made was getting me. And there's one time I was on this interview on BBS Telefina, and I think it was a morning show. And after the interview, I met some soldiers on the reception. After, now my heart was beating. I was like, "Tukoitaga jangu, follow me." I said, "Follow." BBS Telefina is located at Blange Mengo. Then the guys were escorting me to the office. It was like above there, but my heart was beating. I was sending my sister messages, my mom, if something happens, interview, Reaching there, Katikiro of Uganda, Charles Peter Maiga shaked my hand. Come and sit here. My God.
I'm just imagining holding Katikiro's hand like this.
I was shocked.
Hello.
He sat me down. We had a conversation for over 1 hour. He has told me, young man, I've liked your story. I like the fact that you're creative. Other youths are there taking drugs. They are stealing people. But for you use your art to earn money, because I was sharing my story on that interview. He got me the biggest endorsement, I think at that time. It was Airtel.
Wow.
He called the director. I think it was the director or the manager. I have this kid called Sesa Bat. Is my office. Njagala omulimo. Muineno campaign jamuliko. Njagala signing. I went to the office direct. Signing a contract.
This is how luck follows someone.
I'm telling you. But before that, my family members and people close to me were kind of against me doing content, because I just graduated. Also, me was a psychology. In a bit of offices are top. But because for me it was a calling, I felt like I need to put this talent out there. It was my soul. But after seeing the Katikiro, because it went viral, I'll even share some pictures going viral. Now, even my judge and the Kojabe waka mu kyalo. Banange ngoli wa manyi Katikiro tajja kuna mu kyalo. Bakujasiza mu office. Now I was getting respect not only from strangers but also my family. Before then, after that, now Faida Nakaziwe invited me. By then it was Mwasuze Mutia. She used to invite big people like Bobby Wine, Zari. But now a content creator came on the TV and it blew. It had over, I think, 100 people watching live by then. And I got a lot of fans and endorsements from there. That's when I was like, you know what? This is my job. I'm not going to go to any office knocking because I was earning a lot of money. Even someone who is in an office of a doctor
could not earn.
Yeah, it was like serious, man. I was like,
so that is how you came to dump rapping aside, and then you go for content creation.
Yes, before the market came on.
Before the market, you mean Forex?
Yeah.
So are you a Forex trader?
Yeah, I'm a Forex trader.
So you are both content creator and Forex trader.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get a question from that very point. We have got a lot of TikTokers on social media everywhere having mixed views about Forex trading. What do you have to say about that? Because you are also a content creator.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
For me, I feel like most Ugandans are still green about this Forex industry. For me, I feel like it's the future. It's like the way social media came in 2000, or I think it was 12. People were kind of ignoring it. Ebintu byabavubuka biki nenga fe tupushinga. Before you know it, when now we started going viral and we started making some serious money, now people started taking social media serious. And as we speak right now, literally everyone these days is a content creator. You find a doctor at Ulamaka office, they start going viral. Musicians are no longer on stage. They are now on TikTok lives almost every night. Teachers and everyone. So I feel like Forex trading right now, I know it has been the talk of town. There's also this Forex trader I call V-Dollar. I've seen him making rounds on social media. And the biggest feedback...
He'll be here shortly today.
The biggest feedback I've been getting from all this saga, people have been so negative about trading, calling it a scam. And everything. But I think since it's like when I'm doing a business, I'm selling electronics and you're into farming, you have no idea what I go through. My whatever book and everything, how I record everything. But until you get into my show, that's when you understand the dynamics, how things operate. So most people are talking out of ignorance because they don't know how the industry operates. But most of them now will kubuka
kati bagezaako okubitegeera they are now waking up, they are getting to know what it is.
But majority will now give attention to Forex trading 10 years from now or 20 years, when most of us I don't want to speak for myself, but majority of the people in the industry right now will be billionaires.
Forex traders.
It is something that people should give attention. Okay, even if you don't invest money, but you first learn the skill, you'll be like, okay, me naiga na nchimala, let me just learn, but I'm not going to invest. It's like when COVID came, no one was prepared for it. People who had shops in town, maduka, restaurant, it came like a storm. Now what do we do next? Now the same thing with Forex. Something will come in the future where it needs you to have at least a bit of skill how you trade stocks, Forex indices, and you have no idea, and you'll be like, ujabanga ata ina vaccine ngoli zombie. So for me, man, I don't want to judge people because I've been there before, but the difference with me, I had an open mind. For me, I like giving things a chance. I love taking risks,
trying out
I'd rather fail than fail to try. But I think most people, especially Ugandans, they want to enter something where they're already seeing results.
They have witnessed.
First, show me the money you're making on your phone,
so that I can do that.
But someone can show you a demo account,
and you won't know whether it is a demo or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have no idea what it is.
Yeah, but worldwide, this is a big industry. I think the Forex industry, or in general, Forex trading and stocks and everything, it's going to create more billionaires in the next 10 years or 20 than any other industry.
Do you mean in Uganda or everywhere over
worldwide?
The world? Okay.
Because worldwide is already happening. You're seeing the likes of Q banks, these Jeff Benson, the Nigerians, South Africans are doing good, Kenyans, because they are really taking it serious.
Even now in Uganda, we are up for it.
Yeah, we're up for it, but a few. Ugandans, I think we always come last. Everything that comes,
but why are we Ugandans? We are always negative about new things, new ventures.
I think it's just the nature. Nature as Uganda. I think it's just in our DNA. Like something comes, like someone tells you, even when you have a group of friends, your circle, and you tell them, you know what, I've opened up a new station. You guys can come around. Most of them will ignore you until you make it. They now start seeing you, like you have a lot of clients. People are talking about you now. You said, where's your shop? Let us come. But they never want to start when you're on the ground. So those are growing stages, baby stages. But man, you can never change us. I think that's how we are created.
Yeah. Okay. So we cannot change ourselves than learn. Maybe if we learn up new things and we adapt to what is coming, maybe we can change.
Yeah.
Another question. From being a rapper to a content creator, from there now to Forex trading, how did you learn to Forex trading? How did you get to know about Forex trading?
Yeah.
Did you read it in newspaper? Did someone come and talk to you about it? Did you see someone trading? Did you just got a pop-up message over your phone? How did you come about to know about Forex trading?
Man, that's deep. Even when I just kind of flashback, I kind of get emotional because I feel like Forex trading was a calling from God. You know, when God sends you, let me say, a good wife, but you've been through different relationships, but he sends you this one person who is going to understand you, is going to be patient with you. So I feel like trading was that, also that other side of the world, because back then, I think it was around 2022 when I initially now entered the market, or when I joined the Forex trading. I used to get a lot of, even up to now, I still get a lot of DMs or messages in my inbox, social media platforms. So it was
from
one
your
Sunday.
Subscribers and followers?
Yes, my followers. So it was one Sunday, I was like, because I usually go through them, but I take a while, like in 1 month I can go through them like twice or once. So I was scrolling and I saw this guy who was sending paragraphs. I was like, this guy is not even a shoulder, he's not a babe, and he's sending me paragraphs. Yeah? As a guy, you should be just reacting. I was like, I went through and I saw a lot of calculations, math. But there's this one point he emphasized. Sesa, if you give this thing a chance, it's going to make you one of the richest comedians in Uganda. For me, the moment I heard the word rich...
He never dropped the comedian title. He just added it to being rich, but comedian.
Yes, because the first messages, he was appreciating my work. Hey man, I'm your fan. I love the content you're doing. Bichi. But then he kept on typing or sending the messages. He now started venturing into this other Forex trading. But back then, I never had any idea how it operates. But now, through all the paragraphs and the words I was reading through, when I saw the word, it's going to make you one of the richest, I was like, I like this word, rich. So now I started giving it attention. But before then, I used to blue tick him because the messages were mob. So I give him a date. I told him, okay, let's meet up at La 20. I give him a date. He came. The guy is called actually Waswa. I'm sure he's actually watching. Shout out to Waswa, man. He's actually doing good these days.
Waswa, if you're watching, Sesa Bat, this is your man. This is
that guy is an
now
angel. Here. So the guy became with envelopes, you know. He has a belt color.
Oh no!
He was putting on some shoes and they had bent. They were doing bend over. You know that song of the Jamaican bend over. So one shoe was dancing and one dancing. So the guy came na atula. Even in the Nengula soda bambi. But when he opened the envelopes, was showing me proposals. I think his idea coming to me, besides the fact that he wanted to teach me something, but his main target was for me to invest into his skill. I have this skill, I'm doing Forex trading, but if you invest this money, he had one paper with 10,000 USD, 50,000, 100,000.
The investment plan.
Yes, and he was trying to push these proposals to different people in the industry, because he even told me he traded for some big person in the government, and he made some big money. Then after the guy getting his money, now I'm going to just 500K. So he was sharing with me, he was sharing different stories, and I was kind of feeling sad. But then I was like, okay, let me give it a shot, because for me, I'm open-minded and I like taking chances. So in MY 1 million, he started making the first few days, I was seeing profits. Because he told me every day I'm going to be sending you at least 200K profit, 300K, and I was hyped up. Then the first few days, the money was coming in. Then the next week, at a boss chichi, right now I'm in some red Z. Now he was telling me red Z. Which reds are you meaning? Are you meaning your woman is she's not fine? The guy was now speaking Chinese. Then I said now getting doubting him and stuff. But then over time trying to move forward first. And now I started asking him, but instead of us going back and forth about this, because now I have no control. I like it when I have control over something. It may not be 100%, but at least 80 or 70. Now I told him, can you teach me how you trade? Because it is fine, I've been the investor, but I'm not seeing the money flowing as I expected. But you teach me the skill. He started teaching me slowly. But I wasn't giving it enough time because there was a lot of math involved and stuff. But
which you never wanted to give time.
Yeah, exactly. So 1 week prior or 1 week after, when I'd actually now kind of quit, so I was like, okay, let's just keep friends. I think let me concentrate on my content, because I was so busy with content by then. I was banking in some good money from endorsements, because most of content creators in Uganda, we earn money through endorsements, not from the channels itself. Like the way you see I Show Speed, Kai, those people do live streams and a lot of money. So now I went back doing content. Now there's this friend of mine, it's called Shafiq. I grew up with him. I think since S2 we've been friends. We are about like 6 boys. One time he invited us over the weekend to come to his place. He was launching something, but he never told us. But had an idea, because before him inviting us, he was into this World Ventures. It was some network company where people used to go abroad. But now the more you recruit people, you used to get some...
That was kind of network marketing.
Yeah, it was network marketing. So when he invited us, I had some idea. Maybe I got to moving to be networking. Like, I'm not so good, forcing people to sign up. It is like, that's one reason why I don't do mentorship. And most people have kept on asking me, quite following Joy. Not
a mentorship.
If you had mentorship, you would be one of the billionaires in Uganda. So when he invited us, he had this group from the US. It was called I Am something, I've forgotten. It was like a trading academy, but also it was kind of networking, because you had to pay some fee for them to sign you up. Then when you're in the group or the academy, they teach you how to trade. Then they share some signals, but they used to call them trading ideas. So as Shafiq was talking, now my mind was flashing back what Waswa was telling me. I was like, oh, so Waswa wasn't actually a scammer. It was like God was now reminding me.
Wait a bit. Did you reach a point of calling him a scammer?
Yeah, because as I told you, he was bringing in some profits.
Okay.
Then after a few weeks, now money was actually now just...
You never got paid.
Yeah, actually I lost all the money I was now investing in him. So an investor now turned into a beggar.
Don't you think that is why Forex traders currently in Uganda are being titled as scammers?
Yeah, I think that's why. But I think the difference comes in you letting in something stink into your mind, and also having an open mind. For example, when I now called him a scammer, I was still open. I never blocked him. We would still talk, but now I was tired of hearing these stories. But now when Shafiq came in, I would actually now just walk out of the room and I say, So yes, I called them a scam at some point, but I was still a bit skeptical, or 50-50, until now Shafiq came in. Now that's when I realized I think God is trying to talk to me, because God communicates to us through people, through situations, through experiences. He can never drop from heaven.
You never see him physically talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember calling Waswa the next week. I even took him to some nice place. Namugamba, order whatever I want on the menu. The guy was happy. It's a bit talk. He was like, Mukama wangu, what are you thanking me for? I was like, you guy, you're very wise. Because there's this friend of mine, he has introduced me to some company. And the only difference between him and you, he's professional. His things and the academy, they are really organized. But actually, you're a better trader than even the mentors in the academy. Because Waswa was was a scalp actually.
Okay.
Now that's when I was like 100% I'm in, I'm locked in. I think I never turned back from that point.
Okay, now that is where the interview starts from.
Yes. After like 1 hour.
Okay, now after seeing yourself that you're not going back anymore, between content creation and Forex trading, what are you giving much more time than the other?
I think currently I'm giving more time to Forex trading.
Why?
Because back then I used to do almost 3 videos a day for content creation. I think I had a lot of time, and I had a lot of passion. I still have the passion for content. But one thing I realized, I looked at Forex trading and content creation in 2 ways, which has the longevity or long term. If I want to be wealthy, or if I just want to get money paying the bills, rent and stuff. Because trust me, content creation gives you good money.
Yeah.
You can get a company, gives you 3 AM, 4 AM, depends on how you negotiate and your manager. But a shout out to my manager. But I realized that Forex trading, if you really understand it and give it time, it can make you wealthy. So content creation gave me capital, but Forex trading, agenda kumpa obugagga. Sinabatuukayo, but I'm seeing the path.
Okay, so have you ever gotten a mentor to mentor you or someone to train you how to trade?
Yeah, the funny thing, when I entered the IM Academy, the one I have shared with you of Shafiq, I signed up. It was, I think, over $282 to sign up. So signing up comes with benefits like teaching you how to trade, sharing signals, guiding and also going live. Some sessions like the New York.
Okay.
But then I was like, okay, let me now pay attention. I think it was like about 4 months going through the academy, but things were not connecting. I was like, but I'm not understanding. These guys were speaking Chinese, and also what was good, but there was some missing puzzle I was looking for.
Yeah.
Now I went to YouTube, because I told you, me initially, I'm very competitive. Actually, even my friends know me, I'm a very good gamer. Yeah, I'm a very good gamer. So I was like, let me go on YouTube and I really try to understand Forex in my own language and personality. So I went through a lot of videos, support resistance, Fibonacci, moving average, Bichi. My head was bursting. But at least now YouTube was giving me different angles and strategies, and I was somehow connecting. Now, that very year, 2022, I think it was Feb, that's when it came into the picture. It's the year I think I've lost a lot of money in my life. Because before trading, I was, okay, I hate to say this, but I think let me share it, because now I'm sharing my story.
Share it, please.
Even for those people who don't know, my followers. I was a gambler, or what you call betting. Okay. But it started small. It was one of my siblings, I think were seated somewhere. Then he was showing me, I've made 100K. Not a day or I've made 100K. But since for me, by nature, I'm so competitive and I'm so inquisitive. I love finding, things. Now I started betting 1K. From 1K, I went to 50K. I went to 100K until I became a VIP beta. VIP beta, we are talking 1 million, 2 million, until I reached to 10 million.
You bet 1 million? Yeah,
I reached even betting 10 million on one match. Now the beauty is like, now this is before Forex trading. This was 2021, 2020. There's a period where the way you see Forex, when you have good days and also drawdown.
Bad days, yeah.
Now with the betting, there's a time when I was making some serious money. Because for me, my strategy was betting on a single team. Because I realized when you have many teams on one slip, or one I've forgotten how they call it, there are high chances of you losing. But when you get one Man City, you pick like 1 million or 10, by good luck and you make some good money. So I was making money. Now time came when I was in drawdown. I think I lost one match. It was like 5 million or something. I was like, I need to get this money back.
So you decided to revenge.
Now I started getting the money I was making. Now I started getting the profits I'd made from the previous matches. Then I started reinvesting it in this bet, thinking I was going to make it back. I was losing match after match, match after match. Now I started now going to my savings. So I was like, no, I'm done with this. Now I tell about Katoda trading. So that's why at some point I called was a scammer, because it's like jumping from
the saucepan and then you go
to the fire. You know,
you jump off the saucepan, you go to the charcoal stove, and you get burnt.
Yes, exactly. But now over time, now I'm fast forwarding to 2022, towards the end. After betting, where still I lost a lot of money. Now this year, when I started trading, or when I was into the market, like with 2 feet, I lost a lot of money, because I'd come up with the same mindset in betting. I want to get rich quick,
big.
What people call get rich scheme. So I now said I said as a scalper, I put like 100K. 500, let
me flip it, I make it 200, I make it
flip it,
500.
Now time came when it was my drawdown. My God, I think I lost over like 20M in a period of like 4 months, because I was in this revenge, the same mindset I had in betting. So I said revenging. Now we are entering 2023. I'm still in drawdown, and big drawdown. It is now digging me down the hole. Now I swear giving up on trading. I'm like, you know what? The same way I gave up on betting, and for betting it was hard. One time I was out, the next day I'm seeing Arsenal play, but now with trading it was like I'm done. Until I followed some guy is called Johnson on YouTube. He's a kind of a trader. He's a swing trader, but his type of trading is more. He handles trading like business. He tells you, for me, I'm not here for quick gains. I'm here for a long run. Now I say now erasing all the other videos I've watched. They are okay. I respect Waswa, but at some point now I also erased him, but we are still friends. But I was still in touch with Shafiq. Because Shafiq was a bit professional, but still even he was also in drawdown by then. But right now Shafiq is doing really well. By a shout out to Shafiq. But now, this guy Johnson on YouTube, I was like, okay, so there's this other side of trading where you can treat it as a business than just quick get scheme. That's when I came back, as Jingo says, film star alamuse, that point when Jack Chan is fighting the Chivanda, they beat him, then he falls down. Now as he's falling down, he starts remembering what the master told him. Master push up. Now that was the moment I was remembering what the master was telling me. Wake up, you were champion, you were fighter. Now that's when I came in hard. I came in disciplined. I was more humble. The market humbled me, but this Johnson guy, man, I think I will share some screenshots. This guy is on YouTube, but he changed my mindset. Now I became
Johnson.
Yeah, I became a more disciplined trader.
Okay.
I started journaling every single trade I took.
Okay.
I write why I've entered it, why I've failed the trade. What was the emotion behind it when I was in the trade, and I used to have this tendency of being patient when the candlesticks were getting closer to my stop loss, but when I was in kind of a profit around like 1-to-1, I want to get out quick
because of that kablu you have seen.
Yeah, if I'm seeing $100, conveyor. But now I realize, bro, trading, if you want to stay in the game longer, if you don't want to be like the majority of Ugandans.
Can you emphasize that while looking into the camera, please?
Yeah, if you want to stay in trading longer, if you don't want to be like the majority of Ugandans currently, because I've been there before, trading, you need to treat it as a business. How do you treat it as a business? First, learn the skill. Don't even think about investing money. Somebody have my 1 million. Forget about that. Take 1 year or 1 month. learning the skill. If you're tempted to trade, get a demo account.
Okay.
You're not using your money. After doing that, create a system. That's what I did. When you create a system, whatever you trade, even if you have a $100,000 account, you can trade it. Even if you have mitwalo kumi ja Uganda,
you can trade it.
You can trade it. But the mistake most Ugandans do, or in Africa, because when trading only 5% people make it, the other percent
and
people
others fail.
always, they create many accounts, but they don't have a system. Today you're trading Fibonacci. Tomorrow you're trading moving average. The other day support and resistance, order flow.
They don't have a strategy.
Fair value gap. Yes. So you're all over the place. Today if you're losing, you're calling it scam. The next day if you make some money, you're like, yeah, this is it. Okay. So for me, I reached a point where I wasn't excited when I make money, and I'm not emotional when I lose, because now I cemented my mind in the mindset of that in real business, because I've owned a restaurant before lockdown. And one thing you do in business, what you call bookkeeping. You write down the expenses, you write down the profits, you write down why you bought the tomato, So when you add up, when you check your data, in the course of the month, you're going to realize some days we are bad, some days we are good. This day we used a lot of salt, the other day we used a lot of oil. But at the end of the month, you're in profit still. If however much is small like this, that's how I treated trading. I was like, however much I lose money. Because it's funny, most people say they have a 60% win rate, but when they lose money, they get frustrated. They forget the other 40% is a lose rate. So if you have a 60% win rate, expect to see some reds. So I was like, okay, this is it. And I think 2023 towards 2024, that's when I got to my break even in terms of P&L. I told you I lost a lot of money 2022, 2023, but now towards 2024, I'd somehow recovered.
That is 2 years later.
Yeah, two years later, 2024. That's when even I started now getting to the prop farm industry, because now I'd created a system that can help me. Because in trading, once you control here, it's not so much about the strategy. You may know 1,000 strategies, I know support.
But when your psychology is down.
But you can't. And also people make a mistake of seeing the screen so much, being on the screen for hours. You're going to be tempted to force a trade, to get out of the trade, because your eyes are always even some people. Because the reason why most people come into trading or the digital world, you want time freedom, you want locational freedom, you want financial freedom.
Yeah.
But most people treat it like 9 to 5. You're into the Asian market session, London, New York, bro.
You're there.
And if your body doesn't rest, bro, you're not going to think like accurately, So that's when I was like, bro. I'm in the Forex business, not into the Forex market.
Not into the Forex market.
Yeah.
Now, like as someone who has been into betting, and then from betting to Forex trading, and actually you have seen a lot of people calling Forex trading betting. When you compare the two, how do they differ? I hope that person who is calling Forex trading to be betting, you've been into betting. You've ever been a betting champion. Let me say that. And then from there, you have now joined Forex trading. And we currently have people who are calling Forex to be betting.
Yeah.
When you compare the two, how do they differ?
I think there's a big difference.
Okay.
Because
what's that?
With betting, before you even enter the match, what we call odds, because they tell you Manchester has 2.5, Arsenal has 3 point something. The Moyendi is already in you. For him, whether you lose the match or win, he's already. I don't know how they calculate, but he already has a percentage before even you lose a match or win. And the other thing with betting, once you enter a match like this, you only these days they've introduced the cash out option where you can cash out at the 80 minute or something.
These days.
But most of the matches, once you put your money like count it either it is yours or it is from yin, but the higher chances.
Wait a bit. These days they have introduced cash out.
Yes.
Are you still betting?
No.
Okay.
I'm not betting, but I still have ideas about it.
Okay.
So but it happens like I think around the 80 minute or 90 minute, but the majority of the betting companies don't have it. So once you bet your money like this, the chances of you winning, they are very slim, because now you can be. And for me, the funny thing, man, I used to bet and I sit on my sofa and I watch the match. My heart was beating in Chinese, Runyao, Kore, Swahili.
Because of
when they are attacking my
game.
team, my heart beats so fast. I think that's one reason why actually I left it. But now with trading, once living along the side of scalping and stuff, getting money quick. Once you have the system in place, and you know, okay, I'm going to risk $50 per trade. I'm going to only have 2 trades a day.
And then you follow that system.
And you have a clear trading plan. And you're going to follow it religiously. I think trading, it is, if you compare it with betting, it is real business. It is real business. And the good thing, once you're in your profit, for example, if your target is a 1 to 2, and for example, you're around a 1 to 1, you can move to break even. So you can even have like 10 trades and they're just hitting your break even, which doesn't happen in betting. Betting, once you enter like this, when it tells you in the 90 minutes. So man, for me, I'm telling you, but one thing I'd rather say is at some point you have to have that bit of betting, just 1% in trading. Why am I saying this? For me, I'm a disciplined trader. I'm a swing trader. But there are some opportunities where you have a setup. Now you've been just doing a 0.01 lot. You're making $50, $500. But there's this one opportunity where you can at least, instead of doing 1% per trade, you can at least stretch to 2% or 3%, what we call scaling up. But it is also bad when you're a trader and you're stuck on one scale or target. Me, I'm only doing 1%, 2024. So at some point, however much you're disciplined and you see your capitals or your equities growing, try to do at least a 2%, but still holding the same trading plan. Don't go beyond 1 trade or 2 trades. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now again, this is where you said that you reached your break-even point after 2 months. No, after 2 years.
2 years. Yeah,
2 years.
Yeah.
And we have seen people saying that for them, they want to make profits after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months. What do you have to say? Or what do you have to tell these people?
Man, first of all, trading will somehow trick your mind. What we call, I think we call it trader's luck. Like, it gives you, for example, if I give this gentleman phone right now, trading view or Meta 5, and I tell him, you decide, do you want to sell or buy? Whatever comes into your mind, you place it, sell. Surprisingly, you can make some
profits.
money.
Yes.
Now, from that very moment, you're like, oh, there's real money. But after like some weeks, some months, you start losing all the money. Because for me, I lost every account I was opening was blowing. But you reach a point where the market has humbled you. So when you come in trading with the mindset of, I want to buy a Lamborghini next month, I want to build a house like that of Shiba, mansion, you're in the wrong place, trust me. You're in the wrong place. Because with that kind of mindset, it is going to force you to take trades you're not supposed to take, to trade your salary. That's why I don't advise people to leave your job and take trading as a full-time
job
until you at least 1 million net worth, or let me say 500 net worth, you know, and at least you have
500
some
Ugandan or
no
US dollars?
US dollar,
Okay.
and also at least if you have some investments, you have some land, some apartment or something like that. But now you can't be someone has introduced you into trading today and you're like, I'm leaving my office. You're going to go back knocking, say, boss, I'm sorry. So even if it's just mopping the toilet, I will mop it. You'll go back. But the funny thing with trading, it gives you all types of angles.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a scalper, you can be intraday, you can be a swing trader. For me, I started as a scalper. I was so addicted. Like I told you, I was addicted to betting. So I brought that same mentality where I was a scalper. There's one time I was watching my 1 million floating in air like this. The candle goes up. I think it was NFP or CPI. I never knew about even all those
the fundamentals.
The fundamental. I was so much into the technicals. And even I never knew we had sessions where we have a lot of volume, like the New York. For me, all I knew was
the market is open.
The green candlestick and the red. Bro, I watched in my 1 million. Ndaba range wa yamboka wakija.
Ngolaba range.
Ayamboka wakija. Ndaba amasanyalaze yakagwa ako wakija. Hey! Until the can was like, and there's a way it teases you, yeah? It comes back small, it goes up. You're like, I'm making this money. Then it kind of goes, then it comes back and banks you. I remember that day, I went to bed. It was 1 p.m. Bro, never. I never knew where the sleep came from, but I entered the bed and it was too hot. It was shining. Never. I think I woke up around 3 a.m. in the night, and I sat on my bed like this, and I was like, "What am I going to tell the landlord?"
The rent here, what they would do, bro.
And every time I was out the next week when I got because the good thing that helped me, I had the endorsements. So some of the contracts I had were 1 year. Imagine having a contract with Coca-Cola, KFC, and they're giving you at least money. But if I didn't have a source of money where it was like, you know, stamped, I think right now I would be on the streets of Asengandi. Chankwanzi oba senga ndi mu basement njiga gundi nyankola naye
sebo tojerega chankwanzi yewafe
chankwanzi. But man, yeah, shout out to chankwanzi by the way nzije sawa yona.
Is there a moment that you were there and you felt like you don't want to go back into Forex market?
Yeah. I think it was that moment when I had a lot of reds at the drawdown 2023. So I was like, you know, I'm out. Then the next week I'm coming back. I'm out. But there's this feeling, there's this voice I had in my head that was telling me, this is the thing. Because you won't do content forever. You know, most people know me for doing different challenges. I even dance. But there's a time, bro, I reach when I have a belly stomach. No, I was like, I love content, but I need something, you know, to this, right? That's why I kept listening to that voice. And another thing why it really stamped me, giving it a second chance, the prop firms. You know, most people say, me, I only trade live accounts, I hate prop firms. But prop firms, there's a way they shape you. Yeah. Because of those rules they have. The
rules you have to follow.
You're not supposed to lose this amount of money daily, total drawdown or something. They kind of put you in a box. It may be somehow like, because trust me, prop firm is a business. Most of those people feed off the fee you pay to buy a challenge. Yeah. Because as we all know, 90%, at least 97% people lose. But they don't lose because the industry is bad. Because most people confuse, going back to the question you asked, why people calling Forex trading betting? Most people confuse understanding yourself. With trading, you need to understand who you are than understanding what the market does. Yeah. For example, me, I'm a kind of guy who never gives up. I love trying new things. I'm very competitive. Now, I realized scalping wasn't for me. Because with scalping, I'm not saying people are not making money as scalpers. There are very many, out there. But me personally, I realized I think I fit so much as a swing trader or intraday than a scalper. So with trading, you need to understand who you are. For example, there are some people who leave bed without even laying it. People live in a room where the cups are, stinking, the plate is there. If you can't handle those small responsibilities, or if you can't fix those small habits, it is going to translate into even the bigger things you're doing. In office, you're going to reach office when you have bad order, attitude,
you
you're
have everything
sleeping
scattered
because you spend the whole night scrolling on TikTok. The eyes are red. So I realized I had to fix some smaller things. That's when I actually now started hitting gym, because with trading, it requires a lot of discipline. And one of the things that we have in gym is consistency. You can't hit gym today and expect to grow a muscle in 1 week or 2 days.
No.
You have to keep doing the reps.
You have to do it consistently.
Yeah, consistently. So the same thing with trading.
Okay.
You have to be in the market and you always expect the worst days are going to come, the good days will come. But how do you handle those situations? The majority, that's why I've told you, prop firms are getting a lot of money from the industry, because of most people coming to the industry to get money fast. Now, the 5%, I don't think I'm one of the 5%, but I believe I am.
Do you trade prop firm?
Yes, I do.
Money?
Yes, I do.
You trade prop firm?
Yeah.
Which prop firm are you using? And why are you using it?
Yeah, so the former My Funded FX, which is called now Secret Funded. There's also FTMO. Then also Funded Next. And
among those one, which one do you trade?
So I trade Secret Funded, then E8 Funding, and Funded Next. The reason why I trade them, because they kind of have proper rules, and they have been in the game for some good time. For me, I always look at how long have you been in the game, because some people come and go. The next day they are going. So you see now FTMO has been in the game now for 15 years.
Yeah.
E8 has been almost for 5 years and all those. But man, before passing a single prop firm like this challenge, I failed over like 10 or 20.
Of which size?
I was buying 50K, 100K, but the majority were 50,000 USD. But I kept on failing. There's one time I reached a past phase 1, reaching on phase 2. I'm like, this one is there. I'm going to pass.
You've been looking for 8%. Now it's just 5%.
There's one time I was only left with $100 to pass the second phase. Name picker, because I felt like I have to pass this trade so that next week I'm funded, and I failed. Until when I had to calm down. Let me calm down. So, and the funny thing, I've just passed prop firm in February this year. Yeah, that's when I passed Secret Funded, former My Funded FX. Then I passed Handtech, then also My Funded FX. I think I will share screenshots.
Okay.
But one thing also prop firms added to me was the discipline. Yeah, you have to be disciplined. You can't pass a prop firm if you don't follow what they tell you. They have the control. But one strategy I now use, because there's one prop firm that took me almost 6 months, to pass just phase 1. Then I failed the phase 2. But one thing, however much most people are conservative, it is good to be conservative. But if you want to pass a prop firm, on the phase stage, first phase, second phase, try to be a bit aggressive. If at all you have the capital, if maybe you have your simple salary, you've spent like $100, you bought a 10K challenge, it is okay, you can risk 1%. But for me, what I do, for phase 1, I risk at least 2%. So for a 50,000 challenge, I'll risk $1,000 per trade. At least within 3 or 4 weeks, I'll have passed the challenge. But if I fail it, it is okay. Okay, so for me, these days I count my P&L. I count the money I've spent on prop firms in terms of buying, and also I count the money I've gotten through payouts. As long as you see your P&L is in green, it is fine. So if I pass the program in 1 month, it is okay. If I fail it, I buy another one, like that. But I don't want to spend so much time on the phases or these stages, because that's where these guys make money. They know this one's going to be there and it's going to fail.
Keep on buying.
Yeah,
buying,
you have to
buying.
be aggressive, but once you get on the funded stage, now calm down. That's when I do 1%, because I want to have it for a long time.
So precisely, you suggest that someone should be trading prop firm instead of their money.
Trade prop firms to get capital. Get that capital, put it into your live account. Your live account is going to be there forever, and at least your live account be more conservative. Yeah. If prop firms or picker, the good thing with prop firms, they give you capital, because as I told you, Waswa, because at some point now I became a mentor to Waswa, who was my mentor. His idea when he approached me, he wanted me to be an investor. I think before, but I think prop firms were there, but for him, he didn't have an idea about it.
He didn't have an idea about them.
But now, these days, he's now doing so good with prop firms. Because I told him, instead of now approaching these big people, Bakolumi or Motwe, buy a prop firm. Or Chipike. So the good thing with prop firms, they give you larger capital, which you can't even, make in, let me say, 5 months or a year.
Okay.
So
back to being comic content creator. You've got a very big community. And do you think these people take you serious when you talk to them about trading? Because they know that Sesa Bat is always comic, is just a content creator. So when you talk to them about Forex trading, do you think they take you serious?
I think I've just come out recently, because for me, I'm not a flashy type. Yeah, shout out to Vidol, I respect you so much. Actually, he called me, he was like, Sesa Bat, we need to link up, we play some more ES sports, and I'm going to beat him bad. But I respect him, and I have it in mind that he's really trying to inspire the whole generation, because there's no one, most of the people are just low-key like me. I like having my peace. It's one reason why I don't like having a mentorship, because you can be driving your JLE and people are going to see you driving. And they're going to be, that is our mentorship fees driving. Yeah, because they have lost one single trade, because, beginners are so emotional. But now when I came out recently, I think it was still about the trading topic. It was about trading. These people are used to get youths into the industry so that the youths lose money. Some people were attaching it to politics. Others are attaching it to Illuminati. I was watching all this stuff. Because before that, I used to watch videos and just, scroll and I leave, because it doesn't concern me. For me, if I'm making money, it's as if I But now I came out recently because I have followers who have been following me for a long time. And I was like, I need to talk about this. I can't stay silent. And I have over 3 million followers, people following me. So when I came out, I think that video has over 100K, because people were commenting, is this the real Sesa Bat we know? Over on Photoshop. Because I was so calm, and they had never seen me in this version of Sesa Bat, speaking facts, speaking a lot of, I was pouring a lot of knowledge, and everything. Because I had people commenting, doctors, bichi, I never did, this is good. So some people were shocked, others thought I was joking, but for me, I said what I said. If you don't, you either join trading right now, or you will see us winning in the future.
Love that.
That is one fact, and it will, bro. That is what is going to happen. You either join us right now or watch us later. Be like, oh, I watched this guy in 2025
who was talking about
I thought
this.
He was joking. The guy now has a private jet. As on kulia lunch, as France, Paris, Okay, I'm not bragging, but let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you, my sister. That is the path we are heading to. With my brother, with the whole crew, all my boys are ballers, bro. Yeah.
That is Sesa Bat. And if you want to be rich tomorrow, if you want to make it, please. It's here, it's open. Look for knowledge, learn it, understand it, do it. You will never regret. The last question. Sesa Bat, you are a comic content creator.
Yeah.
If at all right now, you've been given a joke or a funny moment, that can explain Forex trading, what would that be?
I create a joke through Forex trading. Bro, one thing, I think this is just a personal experience. Because there's one time I wanted to buy a car before the one I have right now. So there's a car I really wanted. I think it was about 30M, and by then I had like 10. I was looking for the 10. I was like, now I've tried to approach people, my family members. No one is trying to fill up. So I was like, let me use the one I have right now, so that I make the profit times 2. I get the 20 ngende college ngule motoka. Neziteekayo. Zenyine zinateekayo ne bazikuba. I just went and I bought a percolator because it left me with some balance of 50k. So instead of now the dream of buying a car, they banked the whole money.
You bought a percolator.
The market was somehow massive. Like I took 50k. Nengamba, instead of losing this car small, let me go buy. Nengula percolator nenfumba chai.
Why did you choose to buy a percolator?
Because I was hungry. Because as I was trading that car money, looking for that whatever extra balance, I was not even. I never had lunch. I was like, let me make this money right now. Once I make the other 10 million, I also get some money and go kochi lunch. Na ye baze kuva, and I was left with 50k, so I had to go buy a percolator and go chai in H&S. Anyway, so up to now I still look at my percolator. Like, bro,
do you still have it?
It's still there. Even I pinned it somewhere. When visitors come out, this is my life save. But why now but for me my percolator
saved you.
I bought my H&S and the mighty using that percolator. That's when I was like, you know what, trading. Akakanya singa.
As you advise them in your last message to them, and then we end the show.
Yeah, so first of all, let me thank Mr. Juliet.
Yes.
What is your nickname?
I don't want to mention it here.
You don't have a nickname, right?
I do have it. I don't want to mention it here, but I do have it.
For me, I just like the way you interview. I want to thank you, and I want to thank the viewers, the whole team. But one thing I want to leave, the message I want to leave behind is...
Before you give the message, there is a nickname that the guys gave me here, which they always call me. I don't know why they do so. They nicknamed me Zambari, and we know that we have Zambari in Uganda, but I'm not Zambari. That's what they called me.
Maybe the way, you handle the podcast, the way you interview.
I don't know.
And it comes off naturally,
Maybe.
Yeah. But one thing I can tell you, bro, my sister, if you're listening right now, like I said before, you either join us now or watch us winning. But one thing I urge of you is that at least give something a chance, give trading a chance, even if you don't start right now, but just have an idea. And with trading, we have, you can either be a trader, you can be an investor in cryptocurrency. There are very many ventures. You can be into stocks. There are very many. So instead of being blank about it and completely shut those out, give it a chance. I'm not forcing you, but I'm just advising you. Because if you don't do it right now, talking Agula SVU.
Thank you, Sesa. Now, for our viewers, those who would want maybe to check on you or say hi to you, where can they find you? Yeah,
so if it is your first time watching Sesa Bat right now, my social media platform, Sesa Bat, SESABAT, on all platforms, TikTok, and like I said, I don't do mentorship, but sometimes people really force me. Like people approach me like in person, please, they kneel, they cry. I'm like, okay, it is okay. Let me teach you. So I don't market, I don't do anything, but also I don't want to be like, selfish, because I have a lot of knowledge, bro, here. The same way I did with content creation. I had to think outside the box. How can I be unique so that I'm a trademark in Uganda? So the same thing with trading. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge. Like what I've shared here, I hope you've learned something. But also, I share with some few people. At least I've met like 4 people. Two are girls and 2 are boys, and they are doing so good right now. So you can also find your mentor, but don't call these people scammers. If someone asks you for a mentorship fee, it's like now for you going to Makerere University,
And
you go
tuition.
there, they ask you, hey, you've come to register. Okay, you're free, but where's the tuition? You guys, why are you asking for tuition? You guys are scammers because now they're asking for tuition. You don't know how long it took them to build that institution, ABCD. So if you pay that fee, someone is not just scamming you. They're just giving you an idea, have an idea. And once they give you an idea, the same way in class we had over 300 people in class, but only 1 had the first grade. The same thing with trading. Don't now, after paying the mentorship, you've learned a few candles, patterns here and there, then you fail. You're like, bro, you told me Forex trading, now I'm losing money. You're a scammer. No, it is about you. If a teacher teaches you math and you fail it at the end of the year, he's not in wrong. It was you who didn't attend the preps. You were sleeping because the blanket was warm. It was raining. Yeah, so that is it.
Thank you so much, Sesa Bat, for the words of wisdom you've given to our subscribers and our viewers. Please, our viewers, if you like this podcast, please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment on your Sesa Bat moment. Thank you so much. See you.